Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another YouTube video. As you guys can tell by the title and right here, I am reviewing the Coldbit Steel seed phrase wallet. Out of all of the seed phrase wallets that I have reviewed in the past, I gotta say, from the boxes, like this one is the heaviest, it's got the most stuff in it, and it seems like the most time intensive one, but there's a good reason for that, and I want to show you guys. So opening up the box, you get a couple things. The first thing is this 3D printed mount that you can put on so that you can actually make sure that your punches are in the designated spot where you want to put it. So this is a little bit more of a hands-on project versus using a punch in the other kinds of devices. So this is really cool. It's really unique, and it tells you it's for 6mm devices, 6mm punches rather. So the punch would go in there, I believe, and we'll see that when we open up further. But next is the punches. And let's open this up. I like the packaging. These are heavy duty 3mm punches, it looks like. So I can open these up if it allows me. And we have a whole bunch of different punches here. And you guys can see it's kind of hard to tell. All right, now it's clear. So it's A, B, C, D all the way to it looks like an and symbol, so we have Z and then an and symbol. And these come out, and if you want to take it over to this, basically it would just go in here. Got to make sure it's the right direction. You put it in here, and this is when you're going to need a hammer, and you're going to have to hammer it into place. So that's pretty neat. This is the first one I'm reviewing where you have to use a hammer to punch everything in, which I think it's definitely unique. So let's put these punches aside. I'm going to show you guys how to actually do this later in the video, but I just wanted to put this aside. Now we can get to the actual Coldbit Steel. Oh, looks like there's actually something else in here. So I believe they actually sent me 2 different types of devices, and I'm going to show you guys both of them. Let's open up this big package first, just to make sure I'm right when I'm saying that. It has this massive plate that they sent me, and this pretty much is like an outlet cover. Looks like it might have just a nice protective backing, and you can practice punching on this, so you can align this right here and use a hammer and punch those out. So that's just a nice little practice plate they included, so you don't have to practice on the actual devices themselves, which is nice. This is the only company I've seen so far that has sent out a practice plate. And now moving on to whatever is in this fancy box. It's got hinges on it, so it's going to open this way. It looks like we have another seed phrase. Wow. I like the presentation of this. Wow, this is by far heavier than any of the other ones I have made videos on. Just saying that. This is heavier than the crypto tag that I made a video on previously. So this is heavy duty. You can see my fingerprints are all getting stuck on it already. And the presentation is really nice. I don't think there's anything else in this box that seems like solid. So we can set this aside and we can take a look at this individual device. Thankfully, I have this knife. I can just kind of use it for everything today, I guess. That screw is gone. Trying not to drop that screw in there. There we go. So this should, let's see how this opens. It just comes apart like that. And it's riveted, so they actually line up perfectly. So you don't have to worry about it being like misaligned with some other ones that might have an issue like that. And it's got 24 word protection. Clean metal. This is a similar style we've seen with like the etching in the other ones. I like how shiny the metal is, to be honest with you guys. It's like they put a finish on it or something. But you get 24 words plus an ID, so you could ID it. And like, let's say I want to make this my seed phrase storage for my MetaMask. I could put MetaMask. But if I'm using 2 different MetaMasks, I could say like personal MetaMask and business MetaMask, and it'll go down like that. So these 12 will be, MetaMask personal, and this will be business. There's plenty of ways that you guys can, mix and match these things. As for the other side, since they included it all on this side, and this is the thicker side, this is more so just an instructional document for yourself. Kind of hard to read with the glare. So it says, the following information is optional but makes recovery easier. Stamp X next to each feature/address type used. To learn more about wallet recovery, visit this. So there's 3 different types of C types that you can choose from: the BIP39 standard, Electrium, and LND, which I've never heard of. And then there's passphrase protection, as well as address type used: legacy, P2SH SegWit, native SegWit, and then there's additional options here. If this is multi-sig or not, you have 2 of 2, 2 of 3, 3 of 5, and Shamir share. So for you guys that don't understand this stuff, not a big deal. For you guys that do understand this stuff, they have this feature available. It just makes it easier for you guys when you're storing it, just so you know that this one is, this is a multi-sig 2 of 2 kind of situation. So that's pretty neat. I'm going to set this one aside. There is, like I said, the 2 screws that go in here, which are awesome. So you don't have to worry about it accidentally falling apart. Like, those screws are built tough, I gotta say. This whole design is really awesome. And it says Coldbit steel on the back. So putting that one aside, this is the other one that caught my attention that they actually sent out to me. And it said somewhere on here, right here in the package, it says Coldbit titanium. So I'm under the impression that this one is made out of titanium. And it is pretty much just like a tube with 2 nuts on the end. I'm not sure if, yeah, it looks like both of them unscrew. And inside of here, it says Coldbit titanium. And this is a different type of seed storage device. So this is a hexagonal shape. I want to say that's about 2 inches, maybe 2.5 inches long. And comparing it to this one, pretty much it's basically just your preference. If you want something with more details, you would opt for something like this. As well as if you want something that's flat and kind of fits easier in some places. For some people, this might be the better option. It really all depends on your use cases for these, and that's why I like these devices so much, is because they make so many different kinds, so they try to please the whole market here. But honestly, this is pretty light, a lot lighter than that one, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 20, 24. So this is the same. You can hold 24 words on here. You basically just want to do the first 4 letters, like it is with every other seed phrase wallet. And it's a little custom tube, so this can slide back in here. You can put this cap on, and you can put this anywhere. I mean, the best part about this one is that it's kind of hiding the seed phrase. Someone would look at this and kind of second guess it and be like, what the heck is this? So if you guys are trying to, like, I guess, bamboozle people with the type of seed phrase storage versus having something like this, where a lot of people might look at this and be like, oh, this is a seed phrase storage. So next I'm going to show you guys how to actually punch these out, because that is why they made that 3D printed device and included it in the box. So when you get this, you can see it has this little hexagonal cutout, which is perfect for this. So in this situation, let's see, let's find one. I want to punch out one. I'm going to put one in here like this. All right, I finally got this in here. You have to be very careful with it, because it's just, the tolerance is just a little tight for this compared to the 3D print thing, but it's probably for the best, because you want this to be tight in here. You don't want it to be hammering or punching onto an edge or anything. So you guys can see that is clearly flat, and I am on 1 all the way over here, so I'd have to slide this all the way through. I could have just put it in the other way, and the best part about this is, you can control which direction you want the punches to be, and you can see through here, it's kind of hard with the lighting, but 1 is right in there, so I can take a punch if I want to, an A, for instance, put it in here, and line it up so that the 1 is at the very edge. So the 1 is at the very edge here. On this side, and then I would just hammer it in, and that would be that, and I'd have to do it across the whole thing. It's a little time consuming, I must say, but I think overall something like this is your best option if you're like storing them in harsh environments, because titanium, it can hold up to a lot of things. It has a high melting point, etc., and you will determine how deep you put the impressions, versus something like a metal punch. It's pretty much only a dot, and you don't have the opportunity to really control how deep you want to penetrate the metal. So if you guys want to punch on this device, it's a little bit different. You don't really need this jig, but you could use it if you want to just make sure that they're straight. You would pretty much just do a similar thing where you would take one of these letters. It looks like I actually messed these up here to slide them down here. You would take an A, you would put it here, and you would take a hammer, and you would just wha-bam. Particularly on like an anvil or maybe a concrete surface. You don't really want to do this on a soft surface, because you want to make sure that these letters impact, and that they impact on the first try, so you don't have any like doubling or anything like that. As for the materials, in this specific case, they sent me the titanium one, but this one is also sold in the stainless steel, and this one is stainless steel. So pretty thick. They both have really good corrosion resistance, heat resistance, and I think longevity of these are going to be substantial. I could easily see these like outliving me, outliving my children and my grandchildren, as long as they're kept in a good area. They're machined well. They obviously, I won't even be able to put a bend in this. It's heavy duty metal. As far as the titanium one, I mean, there's no chance that I could even bend something like that. So it's really cool. I've never actually owned anything with titanium in it. And with this, just to make sure that you get it right, they included this, like I said, stainless steel plate, so you can practice punching into it before you do the real deal, which is great. Obviously, might not be a good idea to punch your seed phrases into the practice sheet, but just try practicing, and maybe your name or your initials or something like that, just so you guys can get the hang of it if you're looking to buy something like this. If you guys are interested in this device or the titanium rod, they also sell them in stainless steel, and it comes with this brass enclosure. You guys can check them out in the link in the description below. Thank you so much for Coldbit for sending these devices out. Now I'm going to show you guys me punching them, and we will conclude the video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Peace out. So I'm going to be doing this on the practice plate so you guys can see how the impressions are made. I have a very, very small hammer, like really small. Then I have a sledge. So we're going to see how hard it is to make an impression. And I'm going to be using this mount. So I'm just going to spell out my name. I'll use a C first. Make sure it's lined up properly. Push it all the way down. And let's just do a light tap. And you can actually, you can't really see it on camera. There's a tiny little C right there. So it's pretty loud. That's better. It's still not that good. I'm gonna try it with the sledge. All right, the sledge is clearly the way to go. That was with the hammer hitting it really hard, and that was with the sledge. So let me see how hard I can actually hit it. If I can hit it even harder than that. I actually bulged out on the back, but you guys can see that C is in there for good. So it's gonna take a little bit of time to get all your words on there, but once it's on there, it's pretty much done. It's on there forever, so.